our first meeting, we're already missing a quarter of our members. Well, I'll start off. I'm Lainey. And then who's next?
I'll
I'm
go next.
okay. Okay.
I'm Elle.
And then,
I'm Emmy. Hello, hello.
hello. So we're the Crazy Bookish Asians. Um, so we're sisters. Literally, we're blood sisters. This group
Can
of
you
these.
tell?
We're gonna be laughing through the whole session. So this is our
Oh my
first
God.
meeting. Oh wait, I'm supposed to set a timer, right? For 60 minutes. You think we can talk about this for 60 minutes? Hold on. Let me just
We'll
start it.
It doesn't
try.
have to be 60. It doesn't have to be 60 minutes.
Well, let's not go over 60 minutes then. That's
Yeah, because
okay.
you don't want it too long anyway. So
Yeah. So I'll put an hour.
so our fourth member, Lisa, she'll be joining us in half an hour, I think, just because she's somewhere right now. She did try to join in earlier, but because of technical difficulties, we decided just to tell her to join us later. So she's not a sister, but she's my sister-in-law. So
Yeah. So we're all related
we're all
somehow.
related somehow.
So we're all okay. So just to recap, we're all gonna pick a book, each of one of us, and whoever picks the book will host the meeting. So I picked the first book, so I will host this meeting. The book I picked is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I picked it because I just kept hearing about it from like that is it gonna be turned to a movie, right? It's that I think they got movie rights for this one.
Did it
Oh,
really? Oh my gosh.
yes. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'll just to recap how I picked this book. So I love enemies to lovers like books. That's my favorite romance trope. And I just kind of followed this list. I can't remember which one it was. And this was one of the options actually. So I'm like, okay, let's try it. I've never read anything from this author before. I think none of us have, right?
Nope.
No, I think this is her
Not
first
me.
book actually.
No, I think she has a backlist.
Oh, she
I
does?
think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so how should we start this? Like this is our first meeting, so this is gonna be a little rough. Oh wait, I think our member's coming. Is she joining? Is she joining on? Maybe not. Okay, we'll just keep on talking and see if she joins in or not. Um, so the story is that the two main characters, so Catalina Martin is the main character, and she has a hate for this guy at work. His name's Aaron Blackford, right? And then, but she's from Spain, and her sister's getting married, and she doesn't have a date. She wants it because her ex is gonna be there with his fiance, and the ex is brothers with the sisters.
The ex will be the future brother-in-law. Just say it that way. Jesus.
It makes sense in my head, okay? Makes sense. So this guy, Aaron, overheard her complaining about needing a date and suddenly just offered to be her date for a wedding in Spain.
I like how you said suddenly offered to be her date.
Okay, so how should we start this? Okay, Emmy, we'll start with you.
I lost my notes.
Wow,
Wow,
God, did you actually make notes?
she didn't know. She
Oh
in
yeah.
quotes, okay? She even say quotes.
Oh my Lord.
I
Should I grab my tab?
annotated.
Maybe I should grab.
Okay. I made quick notes on my phone. Oh, you can't see. You
No,
can't
God.
see.
Oh my God.
Okay, Emmy, what was your first thought on the book? And
Like,
then
am I
we'll do
supposed
it
to give
with
a
L
review
after.
or what do you
Like first,
mean?
should we just start with did you like the book? I guess.
So, oh yeah, so that's yeah, okay. Shouldn't you start off?
Oh, if I liked it?
Yeah, yeah, you should start off because you're the host.
Oh, I was giving it to you. I was trying to like.
You're
My
you're
annotations.
disrupting her flow, Emmy.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
Okay, no, okay, I'll give my. Okay, so I didn't love the book at the beginning, but it grew on me. Like I think once they got to Spain, it started growing on me. Like I just felt like everything went so slowly. Like every scene kind of dragged for me a bit. And yeah, and I find like the girl was like why was she blushing all the time? Like every time something happened, she wasn't she always blushing? I'm like, this girl blushes like at everything. It doesn't have to be even sexual. Like she just blushes. Like the guy
Ah,
said something and she's like blushing. I'm like, why would you be blushing at that?
I got. I have a lot of thought on this book, Elaine. Okay.
Okay. So that's my first thought. And my second quote about it is like, who goes to Spain for the weekend? Like it was like a weekend trip from New York to Spain.
East
That's
Coasters, apparently.
that's
Oh, oh,
okay. So
oh, oh.
I actually okay go
I
go
was
go.
gonna say
I
it
was
was a
go.
weekend. I don't think it was a weekend because I was also thinking who goes there for the weekend, and then I counted the number of days that they were there. It was more
And
than
how
a
many
weekend.
was it?
How many
I
Yeah.
days?
think it
How
was.
many days is it?
So I think they got, or no, maybe, but they were there for 3 full days. So it's not quite the. It's a little over a weekend because they were there for
I
three
think
full
they
days
went from Friday to Monday. I felt
or
like it was like a
something.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they didn't include the travel time. Yeah, yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense.
So
yeah.
I'm like, the travel is like 7 hours long, and you're going for the weekend. That kind of like for me, it's almost like already not believable. I'm like, nobody goes to Spain for the weekend. But okay, aside from that, once they got to Spain, I kind of was okay. I think things kind of started unfolding a bit faster, so it was fine.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I
So
feel like I think we'll just be laughing the whole time.
I know
I
it's
was
the first one.
I was telling Lady as soon as I read the first few pages, I'm like, okay, now I know why you picked this book. This is so like her trope, like enemies to lover, right? So
Totally.
yeah, and then of course her name. Every time I see her last name, I always feel like I have to put a Spanish accent. So I don't. So I have to pause and say instead of Carolina Martin, no, Carolina Martin. Right?
I know. I know. So that's the thing. So I feel like the language, right? I felt like it
Yes.
was written by somebody whose English is not the first language. Because I think some of like the sentences kind of like
Is she not
didn't.
American? Let me see.
I think she's
Oh,
actually
she's Spanish.
Spanish.
Oh, even the author is Spanish. Yeah, yeah.
Is she like okay?
I think that's the way
I feel bad that she was born in the States, but she's Spanish. But it felt like she's actually Spanish from Spain.
Let me see. Oh, she is. Yeah, I thought she's American, but she's a Spanish writer.
Yeah.
that's
So
what
I felt
thought,
like
yeah.
it read like that. Like the language kind of was like it's
So
too
is this
formal.
is this translated then? Is this
No,
translated
no,
word?
no. I don't think so. No,
Okay, okay.
No, she
but I
wrote it
think
in
she made yeah,
English.
yeah. Even
A
I think her
Spanish
other.
girl who wrote it in English. She can speak English, obviously, but she just wrote it
I
in
know, well,
English.
obviously, yeah, yeah.
Obviously.
Oh no, you're right.
I
It's her first book, Elaine. You're right.
It is,
It is
right?
her
Yeah,
first
yeah.
book. Yeah.
See, I did my research, guys. I did my research.
And then she has a second one after that.
she. I think like I read her about her bio. I think she started as a book reviewer. That it's a big one. The Bibliothèque.
Oh, it's not a fan pick of something. It's not a fan, like, what do you call this?
I
You know,
don't think so, but I
No,
think
no, this one. No, yeah,
no,
okay.
no,
it's not a
it's not.
fanfic.
It
Yeah.
was not. Yeah, yeah.
No, I feel like maybe I think the writer will get better eventually. Like it's good. It felt slow. It dragged a little bit for me. A little bit.
It did. I
But once
agree.
things happened, it was fine. But it's like it took forever to get to like it was like 500 pages, right?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
So
I'll
out of
just put it
5,
out there. It should have been 100 pages shorter. And
Yeah.
honestly, all the stars I'm giving it is just chapter 23. That is it.
I know
What's
that
chapter?
chapter.
Wait, what's
That whole
chapter
chapter
23?
saved the book for me.
What is it? Is it the wedding?
No, that's where they got intimate, right?
Oh,
So
you just wanted
Which is
the
actually, yeah.
smut.
yes,
But that's so
because
close to the
and then
end.
you know what? When I updated my Goodreads status, I put it there, chapter 23. It's like frigging like 80% like in or like no, even
Yeah.
higher.
It was closer to the end. It's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was. I
It's a
was like,
slow burn. I didn't know it was a slow burn. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. So I thought about you too, Emmy, because I'm like, slow burn. I mean,
I hate, yeah.
not a fan of slow burn.
Okay. Yeah, it was, and then afterwards I started doing more after reading because I kind of don't like to do more research before I read the book. Yeah, it
Right.
was. I guess sold as a slow burn. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, but I mean, it didn't have to be that slow though. Like
No.
the way things were progressing, it's like you guys known each other for 2 years already. This guy's been pining for you for you've been pining for each other for 2 years. It's like
Oh
it's
my
like
god,
2 years
yes.
is already the slow part. Like once
But
once
because he didn't like the gift, right? The mug.
I
So
know.
that mug thing, that's what ruined the whole thing.
She had no
I'm
clue
like,
at
just
all,
take
right?
the
No.
mug.
I know.
You should have just taken the mug.
He did take it, but his reaction was like,
Yeah, but it's like,
oh, is there anything else? Do you need anything else?
And then I love it that you find at the end that he's falling for her right from that moment onwards. And then to a
To-
point, like Lady said earlier, suddenly asked her out.
God, I know. So yeah, I mean I was like, no, and I don't like it when books start like in the middle of an action. Like she was complaining. It started off with him asking her to be her date, right? Or like if he wanted her to be her date. It like
him
Yes,
overhearing, yeah.
yes,
yeah,
yes,
like
yes.
it started right away. Okay, who else? Emmy, who else? Or Lloyd L.
No, Emmy, you go. You have it.
Emmy. Okay, so Emmy, what are your thoughts?
So yeah, no, mine is pretty much the same. I did think it started off kind of slow. Like the girl was so freaking annoying in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, honestly, and you know what threw me off as well? The too many Spanish sentences
Without translation.
without translation. So it would take me out of
Right.
the story
Yes.
Yes.
because yeah, I would look at the translation. And I
I
was like, what
know.
the heck? Like, even when she would explain it, but I'm like, that's not the literal translation. I'm like, I need the literal translation,
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
So I would have to, I had my phone while reading on my,
To translate it.
oh,
Oh,
yeah. But I did like
Uh,
it. But before I did like the book Before Spain, and that is in chapter 8 when they had the auction.
wait, what
I
auction?
thought the
Okay.
auction scene.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wait, what was
That's
the
when I
auction
actually
scene? Hold on. I read it like 2 weeks ago.
Hello, the bachelor auction.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually did start liking it at that point. So it was Before Spain for me.
Yes.
Like when she was getting ready and he came an hour early, right? And then
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know, like when he had that expression on his face when he saw what she was wearing, and I thought,
Yes.
oh, you know, like so you kind of know where it was gonna go when they went to Spain, but yeah, but I did think the beginning, I was like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
you
felt like
know?
she went out of her way to ignore the signs. I'm like, really, girl?
Yeah,
The guy likes you. Like, you went out of your way.
yeah,
So, like, it's almost like she has blinders on. Like, no. like,
yeah. No, it's true. And then the soccer
Okay.
game I really liked too, chapter
Yes.
16.
Oh,
When
I
they had the
love that.
soccer
Yes,
game. I
yes.
thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
was so
And then
like,
he like, oh yeah, and then when she was almost falling and he caught
Yes.
her and then like
Yes.
and then carried her like a sack of potatoes.
and that was before, like when they're getting ready, and then she described him as a Greek god, right? I was like,
Yes.
oh, Henry Cavill. Okay.
No, okay.
Clark
Obviously,
Kent,
Clark Kent.
the
I
Clark
know.
Kent
It's like,
description, and then Greek god. I'm like, what's Henry Cavill?
well, it's
But-
like every time they say raven hair and piercing blue eyes, it's like Henry Cavill.
Well, a young
A young
Henry Cavill.
Oh, I guess. Well, no, but they're like early 30. How old is Henry Cavill?
He's
Actually,
late
yeah,
30s?
yeah.
I think he just turned 40 recently.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Hey,
I know.
So
That's okay. That's
Like,
okay.
I know that was a Henry. I was kind of switching between Henry Cavill and Robbie Amell. I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah.
Oh, Robbie, he's a good book boyfriend too.
I right,
Robbie
he
Amell.
is. He totally is. Right.
Every,
So
you
Wait,
know, 'cause
I think
Henry,
wait, Steven is the older one, right? So Robbie's the younger?
yeah, the dark
Rob-
hair, the Duff.
the cuter one.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
wait, let me
cuter.
see. I don't know who he is.
Married to Italia Ricci. I like them
Who?
together actually. Italia Ricci.
Oh
She's
yeah,
an
yeah. So
actress
he's the
too.
younger one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So that soccer
He,
game too. Yeah, that's my favorite. One of my favorite scenes. And then the cousin was so funny. I wrote that the
oh,
cousin Gabby was so funny in that
the one
scene.
who's rooming. Oh, no,
No,
the
no, no.
Gabby.
She's funny too. The
Yeah, yeah,
roommate,
yeah. The
right?
roommate is
Oh,
funny.
why, Emmy? Did she remind you of someone?
Who?
Who? Me?
No, doesn't
No.
she like that when she was so neurotic about the shirts and she's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
she's Emmy.
That was so funny. I thought that
What?
was so funny.
That was.
I thought that's why you like her, Emmy. I thought it reminded me
Yeah,
of
I
you.
know.
Excuse me. I just thought
Gabby.
that was funny.
That scene was funny. Hold on, what's going on here? No,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
that's about it. I
the
think
side characters were funny. I even
yeah,
like the friend who the next book is
Rosie.
about her friend
Yeah.
Rosie.
Oh,
So
right,
it's the
right.
next book is about Rosie and her cousin who Rosie has a crush on. Remember,
Oh,
like in the
the
beginning
one,
of the
yes,
book?
Lucas or
Lucas.
something,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Lisa was talking
so
about that, I think. Yeah.
yes. So I just saw the next book is about her.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So anything else to add? This might go shorter than 60 minutes.
It is. Oh no, no, I just like this real though. I just had this quote, but this one's my favorite, I think. How is chapter 25? How is it possible that it feels like you're breaking my heart and I even had you yet? That was what he said, I think. That's chapter
Yes, yes.
25.
I agree. Aaron had the I think whatever
Yeah,
quote I
yeah.
highlighted is all
It's all
Aaron.
Was his
Aaron.
line. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I think oh
He was definitely the romantic. Like, but I
yeah,
felt like
yeah.
he had a mission. That's why it kind of threw me off because like he went all gung ho. So I'm like, you were avoiding her for 2 years, and then like all of a sudden, like boom, like he gave it everything. And
I
like,
know, right? So what? Like did he think so he finally found his window of opportunity? Was that
I
it? I was
guess.
like, I don't know,
I
right?
mean,
Oh,
it's
this
not okay. What else? Go,
sorry.
Randy.
Oh,
Go,
chapter 20, chapter
go.
23. I'll give you the world, he said against my mouth. The moon, the fucking stars, anything you ask, it's yours. I'm
Yes,
yours.
yes, yes. I love that scene. Oh
We
my
all
god.
know none of our husbands will tell us that.
Chapter
That's
23.
why books are so good. None
But
of
like,
them.
mind you,
Why did you
if
ever
I
say it?
if I hear that, if
I'm
if
like,
Joe
get
said
out of my
that to
face.
me, I will be like, whatever.
No, I know. It's true, right? If someone says that to you in real life, you'll be like, what the F are you talking
I
about? Like
know.
it's so
I
stupid. But
know.
then you read it in the book. It's like Henry Cavill, yes, yes, Henry Cavill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like no, but even the language though, I feel like it's so formal the way
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
why kind of it,
Yes.
it's so formal. Like though, even the way they talk is like really. It's like I feel like
Yeah.
people don't really.
Oh
I
my
feel
god, I
like
thought it was
somebody.
just me, right? Yeah, very. Like she didn't contract any of the words. Like
No, they're like this is not everyday language. Okay,
it's true.
now L, are you gonna
Wow.
rip this book apart? Are you
Ah,
gonna rip it?
okay.
Okay, go.
Rip it.
Rip
I,
it.
well, okay. Like I think look, we all agreed it could have been 100 pages shorter, and
Yes.
it. I think what I don't really like sometimes in romance is when they make the guy too perfect and then that just makes the heroine more like more flawed in my head and I think that's what happened because like
Ooh.
Aaron was perfect like from like
Yeah.
he didn't even have any like imperfect moments, right, where I was like he
True.
just said the right thing, did all the right moves, and I'm like and then so then like Catalina just annoyed me even more.
Yeah.
And
I
the
know.
interesting thing about it is like her motivation, it's in line with her character, but the fact that her decisions annoy me tells me that I didn't like the character, right? So it's like,
True.
yeah, so that's why when I was reading it, but mind you, interestingly enough, you know how when you pick up a random movie from Netflix where it's kind of holding your interest. You're not sure if you like it, and then you kept watching it, and then next thing you know, you finish the whole movie. I think that's what happened to this one, right? Because if I didn't really like it, I would have stopped at some
Yeah.
point. But I found myself reading, like, and I was like, oh,
Is it because it's
okay.
part of the book club? Like you were kind of forced to read.
No,
Like
no,
you're-
I would have stopped. I would have told
Really?
you guys that I didn't finish it, and that the fact that there's a few books that I hated so much. I'm like, okay, I am done. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
that's
waste any
true.
more time, right? So, the fact that I kept reading it, I was like, oh. So yeah, so I guess I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
All the quotes I've highlighted, they're all Aaron. When I would
Yeah.
look back at
Yeah.
all the quotes, and I'm like,
I
it's just
know.
not
Like
good.
I do feel like she went out of her way to like find faults, and like even at the beginning, even when they're fighting, it's like
I know.
he wasn't even really like saying anything bad. It
Oh,
was
you
just-
you know what I didn't like? How the author made the villain like almost caricaturist, that misogynist pig, like at
Oh
work.
right.
I
Oh, I was
was
gonna.
like,
What's his
yeah,
name again? What was the guy's name? Hold on.
Brother,
Gerald.
right? Yeah.
Gerald.
No,
Gerald.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no,
the
Gerald.
coworker.
Oh,
I
at
was like,
work.
yeah, at
Yes.
work, at work. Yeah, no, that just I don't know. It just bordered on caricaturist, right? Just like
Oh, so that was my next point. I guess the main theme too is I guess it's like sexism almost, which is in line with Barbie movie kind of thing. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna tie it in, girls. I'm gonna I'm gonna connect the two. Yeah, you're right.
was that your plan the whole time, lady?
I was like, wait, she said Gerald, yes. No, I did make a point of that. Yeah, like I guess that was her. It started off with the ex-boyfriend, I guess, Daniel, right? Like
Oh
because of
right,
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
that she got treated when they were dating and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of over the top. Like, do really people would people really like shun
know.
like professors and students? I guess it depends on the age gap too. It sounds like they think there's like a 10-year age gap. It felt like, right? Between
Was
Daniel
it?
and
They didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah. I think
say.
it was pretty big.
Was
Yeah.
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like he's like way
Oh,
older.
I did like that scene where I guess when they ran into each other on her way out of the washroom. Remember
Oh
when they were
yeah.
Yeah,
having
yeah.
dinner? Yeah.
But I feel like she should have defended when Daniel was kind of, criticizing Aaron, right? And she didn't
Oh,
say
right,
anything. I was
right,
like, you should
yeah.
have said something, girl. Like,
At the
you can
beginning.
even
Oh wait, in the soccer
no,
game.
no, in the hall when they met at the
No,
hall,
no.
Oh
right?
Yeah,
wait,
in the
And
I
then
hall,
thought
right?
she
Daniel
Yeah.
was saying,
did.
"Oh, no," she just kind of walked off
Oh,
and said,
see, I
"Oh,
like that scene now that you reminded me. Now I like it less now, Abby.
sorry,
So
sorry." But even you're right,
Yeah,
even with Gerald, that Gerald scene in the end, and then she ended up kind of breaking up with Aaron after
I
the whole
know.
confrontation. I'm like, girl, like Aaron stood up for you, man. That really annoyed me too. Like I was just glad
yeah.
that she, in the end, that she followed him, right? But
Yeah,
I was like, after everything, I mean, everything is a weekend, but
I know. Like
it's like
That's the 2 years,
literally so
remember?
much happened.
2 years of slow plus a little bit of slow, and then boom, weekend they fall in love. It's like,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then when they get back from Spain, all of a sudden it all came out of Aaron. Like what everything that was
I like to do
happening.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, have you seen an engineer who looks like a football player? I know maybe there are some out there, but I'm like, I've never seen an engineer who looked like a football player, who was an ex-football player, not let alone look like one. I played. So he actually played football. It's like he wasn't even just
And
big
managed to
burly
stay in
guy.
shape.
I know, girl.
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 Yeah, I know. I feel like she just gave up so easily at every time she's
Yeah.
tested. Like,
Yeah. It's always like Aaron fighting for the two of them. So
I
yeah, it
know.
is
Yeah.
almost unfair that you have no choice almost, but to be annoyed with her because you feel like he's the
I
one doing
know.
all the work. Yeah.
I know there were some scenes in the inner dialogue where like every time it's like, is this real? Is this really happening? Or am I imagining it? I'm like, how can you be imagining every time? Like she's
Girl, it's
literally
jet lag.
it has to be.
Yeah, maybe it's a jet lag, Elaine.
Yeah, they go to
Oh.
Spain for the weekend. I mean the weekend.
And And I didn't like the info dump at the end. I mean, the whole time I was wondering what Aaron saw in her. Right? I
Oh,
was
I
like,
know.
What's it again? I can't remember.
Wait,
like
well,
the info dump at the end. You know how the way Aaron, like the way Aaron explained it, made sense. How he slowly like fell for her, right? Like throughout the 2 years. But I think you can assume in the beginning that he likes her and everything, but I didn't understand why he liked her.
Mm.
Like
I
I didn't
know.
get that. Right? I didn't get that. Like okay, you seem to be enamored with her. Obviously, you found your way to like invite yourself. Like you said, suddenly
No.
be the day. I like this now. Suddenly be the day.
It's like nothing happened. Like, I'm gonna go to Spain with you.
Right? I'm like because we don't like each other. That's why I'm willing to take you to Spain because you hate me and it's okay.
This first meeting. Oh my god. I know. I know. I know. It's like you find all this stuff. You're like, then why the heck did you offer at the beginning? Like, why did you offer to go
No,
to
but
Spain? with-
no, in the end, that was a part of the info dump, I guess, because he was saying even though
Yes.
she hated me, I just
Yes.
wanted her to think of me. So all these little moments,
I
I'm just
guess.
passing
It's
by her
true.
door.
I think speaking of that, I kind of took off points because I'm like, dude, you'll take like even her hate. Just
It's like he'll just walk across the hall from her. Just like,
oh my god, I'm doing a lot of air quotes.
We should do a reenactment. It's like
or they're like, oh my god, I know. There was a lot of like, I'm like, what? That's all you would take? It's like, I'm like 2 years. I'm not gonna devote somebody just to look at me in the hallway. Yeah. You know, no, you're right. I think there wasn't. Yeah, you're. Why would they like each other? Because there wasn't enough interaction to begin with.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah. Or they didn't show like the author
they
didn't
didn't show it. Yeah,
I
think
know.
that
I
they
wish
show it.
before the asking. Okay, take up some of the scenes in between and add more before
Yeah.
he even asked her to go out.
Yeah.
I mean, to be her date. I mean, because I'm like,
Yeah.
it just happened all of a sudden, and I was like, and I think they worked their way back. I guess, as you were saying.
I
It's like,
guess. Right.
oh,
And I think the funny thing is like when I was reading the blurb, like as they're working their way towards the date in Spain, and then of course that auction happened first. I was like, oh, so the wedding is not happening yet. There's all these things in between.
well,
But I
no,
think
there
that
was-
auction was supposed to be that scene, though, right? It was supposed to be that one of the scenes to show
that
you
he
know,
does like that. There's connection.
that
That he
there's
likes.
connection.
Oh, okay.
That was part of it.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello,
Oh.
darling.
Hello. Why can't I see any of you?
We can't see you either.
Yes, we cannot see you.
Oh, I've got my
There you
camera on.
are.
I can't see you guys all. Okay, sorry about that, eh? I'm
That's
really
okay. Well, this is
so
our
sorry.
member, Lisa. Say hi, Lisa.
Hi. Sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
here now in the
So-
quiet of the car.
So we've been so we've decided that we all didn't love the book.
I agree.
Well,
Okay, so I mean we didn't hate it either.
Well.
I feel like there were a lot of good moments, but
Yeah.
overall it was too slow and too long of a slow burn.
Right. There was like, can I say this? There was like no sex until the end, man. What the heck?
That's what
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
was saying.
80% in.
Pretty much, yeah.
But again, when people have had sex, I mean, I feel like the moment they have sex, it will be the end, though. I guess that's sort of the point, right?
Yeah, but there was like, there should have been more.
So, Lisa,
Okay.
yeah, just tell us what you thought of the book.
So, I didn't like Erin in the beginning, and I didn't like, oh my God, I already forgot her name. Lena. Yes, I didn't like Lena in the beginning, Lena or Erin in the beginning, and then they kind of grew on me, but I didn't like the book right up until almost the end. So I had a challenge finishing the book. I only finished it actually on Thursday night, or was it Friday? No, I finished it on Friday. So I had a big challenge finishing the book. It was almost a do not finish book. But I said, no, I have to power through. I've got my book club, got to finish it so I can give my opinion. So yeah, it was because it was like you guys said, it was a slow burn in the beginning, and it was so slow. I was like, oh, please pick up, right? And then it finally did towards the end. So then I enjoyed it a little bit more towards the end. But I really did not enjoy how Lena did not trust poor Aaron.
I know,
Yeah,
Lena, like,
I agree,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like even after he proved himself, she's still like,
Yeah, I did not like that at all. That ticked me off.
I know. But again, I'm like thinking as the author, I'm like, I guess if she's trusted him right away, the book
Yeah,
will
this-
end so fast.
Yeah. And they explained
So-
that she has trust issues because of what happened with Daniel, right? That's why she has a hard time
Yes.
trusting people. Yeah.
But
But
he's
no,
not
I
dead,
totally understand. Yeah.
and he kind of proved himself. He's a different guy. Daniel was like,
I know.
an idiot.
But that's a good point, Lisa, because like I guess that's part of it, right? Because we only saw that. I really wish that we had Aaron's point of view. Like, this is one of
Yeah,
those books where I wish we had
too.
Aaron's point of view, right?
That's
Because
the whole
then-
time I was reading the book. I'm like,
Yeah. And I think part of it is like when like you said, every time he asks Lena if he trusts her,
mhm.
how can she? Like, they're still really didn't know each other, right? Like as far as Carolina's concerned, like, she's always just seeing him as like this enemy at work. So but I guess the weekend, like Aaron had the weekend. I to prove that it's trustworthy.
My biggest qualm is they went to Spain for the weekend. I was like, nobody goes to Spain for the weekend.
Yeah, how do you do that? I want to know.
Hello, jet setters, dude.
That's right. Is it really 7 hours though? That's a normal time from New York
Yeah.
to Spain?
Yeah.
And then almost 8 hours coming back. I did
So-
it, so I know.
Oh yeah, Lisa just went to Barcelona, right?
I did.
Barcelona. But they went to they didn't even go to the big. They went to some like smaller area. of
Actually,
Spain.
yeah, right, smaller town, yeah.
So I'm like, they would have had to travel more from the bigger airports. See?
They didn't say where they landed. They didn't say what airport they landed at, right?
Yeah. Like,
So we
to
don't
be
know.
real, I feel okay in a book. I know they're like they're not real, they're fiction, but I do need some sort of realism in terms of timeline and location of it for me to get like really into it sometimes.
The world
considering
building.
the
Yeah.
fact that the author's from Spain, you'd think that she would provide a better description, right?
I know. But I guess for me things like if he offered to go with her to Spain for a week, I guess it's also suspect than going for he's like this I mean,
I will take you.
like if the minimum, okay, let's say minimum a week of going to Spain. If somebody offers to be your fake boyfriend for a week, that's a little suspect. That's a little
But it's Henry Cavill. It's Henry Cavill. Look.
okay. So
Is that what you picture, Emmy?
Yeah,
Henry
as soon as she said Clark
Clark
Kent in the
Kent.
description and then Greek
Yeah.
God, I'm like, it's Henry Cavill.
yeah, football player.
Minus the boobs. Minus the boobs.
So Lisa, who did you think? Lois, Elf. I keep calling you. Different name. So Al also thought maybe
blown.
Robbie Amell.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, no.
but Robbie Amell's not big enough, though. I have to say.
No, I don't like him.
What? How dare you?
I don't like him.
I think you're thinking of his cousin. Like Steve.
Who's the cousin? Oh, they're brothers. They're
Oh, they're
brothers.
brothers.
no?
No, they're
Steven,
cousins.
yeah.
No, they're brothers.
The
I
Arrow,
think.
right? The Arrow, Stephen Amell. That's a brother
Brothers?
of Robbie, yeah.
Older brother.
Robbie or something his name is or whatever. Robert or I don't know.
Oh, wait,
something.
let's get back to the topic. Lisa, who did you imagine as
Oh,
Aaron
sorry.
Blackburn?
I kind of thought of that guy from like Superman the series. What's his name?
Brandon.
Tom.
Oh, sorry.
Or
Tyler.
Two, yes, Brandon and Tom Welling. Yes, both of them.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, Tom Welling.
Oh.
Again,
Not
though, I
Tyler
feel
Hoechlin.
who?
Tyler.
Tyler Hoechlin.
Who's that? I don't know that
The
one.
other Superman.
Okay, I have to see.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's cute too. Yeah, he's
Okay,
a prince, right, in the series.
Tyler. What's his name? Tyler what? Okay, maybe I'll
Hoechlin. I
look
think
it
that's
up
how you
later.
pronounce it.
I'll look it up later. I won't look it up while we're
my-
recording our little book club.
It's okay. You can even look it up now. I know you have your phone next to you, lady.
Okay, so we've all established who we thought as Aaron. How about Catalina/Lena?
I don't picture her at all. Hmm.
Yeah,
Really?
there wasn't. Her description is really vague. I agree.
Oh, I pictured Anna
her,
de
like-
Armas.
I picture her short.
Of course, because of the last thing.
No, but even I would imagine like a thick Spanish accent.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sorry,
I don't
Lisa,
really- I don't
Sorry?
picture. I can't picture Lena.
really?
I really can't because I tried to when I was reading the book, but I'm like, huh. Like I thought of Sophia Var, whatever her name is, but she's too tall, so that's a
Zara?
big no.
Okay.
Yeah, she's too tall, so that's not. I can't picture. It would be like a shorter version of. Yes.
Okay.
What did you guys picture? Who did you picture in it?
L, nobody? Emmy?
No one.
Yeah. She was faceless.
Really?
I tend to be the heroine in my romance books. I tend to be the heroine. So if I don't like the character, then she becomes faceless. If I like the heroine, I'm the heroine.
It's me.
No, but I think that's what the author did
How's
as well, right?
narcissistic?
No, but even the author, I think she based. I mean, I think
herself.
most authors do that, right? That they base a bit of the heroine on themselves.
Yeah, like all my books
Yeah.
are with curvy queens.
So based on yourself, right?
They're all curvy, obviously.
What is the category, lady?
Oh, BB. Wait.
W.
Yeah,
BBW.
BBW. Beautiful, bold, beautiful women, I think. Is that what that's for? BBW.
Are you looking it up?
I know. Yeah, so I mean, so okay, so should we go to the ratings now? The ratings part?
Hey,
Sure.
we're at 49 minutes.
I know.
I know.
That's pretty good.
Wait, we are? I'm still
I missed 30 of those 30 plus of those minutes.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
we are. Okay. So no matter what, we will stop at 60 minutes because really we don't want to go off tangent. So my rating is probably like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. So every time I'm in between, I give it a 3. A 3 out of 5. Out of 5, 5 stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's good enough, but I wouldn't probably reread it again. Okay. So should we go
who's next? Who's next?
you go, Lisa.
Me? Oh. Okay, so I'm like you. I didn't like hate it. I didn't like love it. I was like neutral, so I would give it a 3.
Okay. So 2 3s out of 5. So L, we're going L.
I give it a 3.5 only because chapter 23 had a full mark. Otherwise, it would have been 2.5.
Oh yeah, I mean the sex was steamy though. I have to say, even if it was like far along and it was steamy.
It was good, and I was like, "Oh, lady, why didn't you do this much sooner?" Like it was
I
so
know.
hot, right? So it's like, so yeah, so 3.5 because of chapter 23 gets a full star.
And how about you, Emmy? So the audio will be off a bit. This is her first try, so it'll get better. If we promise, it'll get better. Okay,
We think it will get better.
Emmy, what's your
So I probably out of the 4 of us, I probably liked it the most out of the 4. So I'm giving it 3.75, rounding it to 4.
Ooh, okay,
I
okay,
am,
yes.
because even though I didn't like the beginning, I didn't like the heroine at first. after I read that book, I actually did reread some of the chapters, especially the end, because I like the smut, like you know, you
Yes.
guys said the smut
Chapter
was good.
23.
Yes, it was good,
I
and
know.
I did like the. I hate slow burn too much, like so much actually, but this one I thought was okay, and I wouldn't mind rereading it. Actually, I probably would buy it if it goes on. Yeah, because I just borrowed it from the library. I probably would buy it on if I see it on sale.
Okay.
I would get it. Yeah,
So let's say we have 3, 3, 3.5, and 4.
yeah.
Yay. Okay, now we have 7 minutes. So now we're going to talk about the next book. Lisa, it's your pick. Did you pick your next book yet?
You're
Oh, your
muted.
microphone.
Okay, so yes, I did. It took me a long time to pick
Okay.
this. I went back and forth, side to side, up and down, diagonally. So I'm picking an MM romance called
Okay.
It's called Prince of Lies by Lucy Lennox.
Prince of Lies.
Ooh.
By
I'll
Lucy
write
Lennox.
it down.
She's a good MM romance author.
I think so. I think I have some of her books,
I'll
Lisa.
send you guys the info like via you guys the info so I get it right. I think it's Prince of Lies. Yeah, sorry because I can't like flip around on my phone. I'm afraid I'm gonna like connect the call.
That's okay.
Oh, I have read some of her book. I've read the firefighters and everything, but I don't think I've read this one.
She wrote a book about the Marion brothers. Excellent, love it.
Yes.
A bit smutty. And romance on an older couple who have like several children and then their lives. And so she had a whole series about that. And so that was really good too. Also smutty. And then she's also co-authored a lot of books with May Archer, who is also an MM author. And they've done a bunch of fun books as well. So yeah, this one's supposed to be like sort of like a kind of rom-com, I think, the feeling a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I was deciding between that or one that's darker, but that could be my maybe next pick for like next time.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is it on KU?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm actually
I try to pick books that are on KU so that, we keep our, we don't have to keep buying or waiting in line to borrow them. So.
Yay. This is my first mail, guys. I'm very excited.
Oh, wait, does the Heartstopper counts?
Oh.
Now. Oh,
That's
no. Oh, no.
Wait. So are we done? Okay, hold on. I think we have 5 minutes left. Okay, I think we're okay, guys. We're done. I will share our title again to end it. Hold on. Don't end yet. One second.